everyone, and welcome back to the Three Stitches podcast. My screen's tipped up too far. There we go, that's better. I don't think you want to see my ceiling. Today is Sunday, February 3rd, and I am recording on a Sunday. Things have sort of gotten back to normal. It was a busy week, but I didn't have any classes, so that sort of took off the load. But I've got an even busier week coming up because now all my classes are meeting this week. None of them met last week, and now they're all meeting this week. I wish they would just agree, and some of them meet one week, and some of them meet the next week, instead of this all or none thing. It's getting a little old. But, so, recording before, everything gets really busy. In terms of, I don't know, events, nothing much has really happened in the past week. I've been trying to think of things that I've done, and I haven't really had much of a life this past week, which is kind of sad. But it means I got a lot of knitting done, so I have a lot to show you. Um, hmm. But no, other than going out on Friday night, and it wasn't really out. A friend of mine was house sitting for their stepdad, and they have a cat and a dog, and so they invited everyone over um, as sort of, cure the loneliness that can come with house sitting. And we got our pet fix as well. So it was me and a bunch of, yeah, it was all RAs. Yeah, and Rory came along as well. Um, but so it was nice. We played this game called BS, and it's not the card game. It as in like a deck of cards. It's an actual game, and it's basically you go around and you have a scorecard or score sheet, and you're betting on whether or not the person is telling the truth or a lie. And so when it's your turn to go, you pick a card and it has a sentence and it has three choices, and one's the truth, one's a lie, and one's what's called a whopper. And so that's like grossly exaggerated. And so you pick one, and then you tell the rest of them, and they either bet 5, 10, or 15 points um, towards you tell that you're telling the truth or you're telling a lie. And if they get it right, they get those points. But if they don't get it right, they lose those points and you get those points if they get it wrong. But the bonus for telling the whopper and people guess it wrong is you get, I think it was double the points. So if you can pull off the whopper, go for it. Um, but you can also tell the truth, and if people think that you're lying, then you get their points. So we played that. It was just sort of a nice time. We sat and chatted. Um, Brought over a couple of bottles of wine, and or should say a couple. I think there was like two, and there was like seven of us. So, but then on the way back, we didn't realize, but going to get hit with a band of Lake Effect snow, and it was a heavy band at that. So I think we left at 1:30 in the morning, and I mean we were out by the airport. It's like a 20-minute drive. Um, if, for those of you who don't know, you can get from Buffalo to any of the suburbs in the surrounding area pretty much in 20 minutes. It's kind of sort of the standard joke is, oh, where are you going? Well, where is that? Oh, it's about 20 minutes away. Everything's 20 minutes away. So it was out by the airport, in the suburb out by the airport. It takes about 20 minutes to get there. It took us about double that to get back. It took about 45 minutes to get back. We were on the interstate and we were going 20 miles an hour. Everyone was going 20 miles an hour. All of 5 people that were on there. Because we could not see probably about 3 feet in front of us. It was kind of scary, but it was weird. And I mean, it really, looking at it as in a positive view, it really couldn't have happened at a better time of day/night, because at 2 in the morning there's about 5 people on the road, so nothing happened. So we made it back safe and sound. Yeah, that's about the extent of my excitement for the week. Um, Although I do now have to preface the last episode when I said that one of my pet peeves is in the patterns it says sleeves make two, and well, yeah, uh, why wouldn't you make two sleeves unless you want a sweater toga? I was browsing on Ravelry today, and sort of my daily thing is to go under patterns, and then I go to the top patterns, and I browse in that order, and I see what I like, and I go about 4 or 5, 6, maybe 6 pages, depending on how much time I have, and favorite the ones that I like. And I found a one-armed sweater pattern, so I have to take back what I said. It was a good thing that they put sleeves make two in the patterns because apparently, indeed, there are now patterns that are one-armed sweaters. And I did like the pattern. It was cute. I favorited it. Um, but I have to take that. I have to take back my pet peeve now. I can't say that. Why would you not make? Why would you not make two? Well, maybe it's a one-armed sweater like that pattern. So I can no longer say it. Unfortunately. Well, maybe not unfortunately, but I take back what I said last episode. So, speaking of sweater, I finished the sleeve. Shortly after I finished recording, I finished the sleeve and I sewed it on. But I have yet to cast on for the next sleeve because, but I will explain that later on. So I do now have a one-armed sweater. So yeah, it's right now I have a sweater toga. Isn't it lovely? So yes, there's the sleeve. It's a 3/4 sleeve. So sewed it all up. So after I finished recording, I did the sleeve cap, sewed it all up, sewed it into the armhole, and I did not make my usual mistake of sewing it the wrong way. Usually I will get all done sewing it, turn it, and like finagle it, be like, oh bugger, it's in or the sweater's either right side out and the sleeves inside out, or vice versa, and it's like, but no, first try this time, yay! So all I have to do is finish the other sleeve, and then sew in the enormous amount of tags I have on this thing. So apparently I'm looking at it, and it's just like, whoop, look at all these tags. There's 3 there, nope, there's 4 there, 1 there, there's some at the bottom. It's going to be a fun, and then I have to add the sleeve in, so there's going to be more tags from that. It's going to be a fun thing to finish up. But I don't have to block it. If I tried it on, it fits lovely, and I don't have to block it. Yay. So, yes. I didn't get any work done on the Evenstar, and I've been a bad co-host. I have not watched Lindsay's podcast from Friday. I don't have an excuse. I completely and utterly forgot. I waited for it to be up, and I went to go watch it. I can't remember what I was doing, but I got interrupted, and I've never remembered to sit down and watch it since. So, darn that interruption that I can't remember what it was. Darn you. But yeah. So no work on the Evenstar, and I don't know how far Lindsay is on the Evenstar. I don't know how far Mom is on the Evenstar because she hasn't podcasted lately because of our computer woes. We're so reliant on technology. Such a bummer. But I guess without technology, we wouldn't be able to podcast. So, technology is not a bummer? I don't know. Oh, I know what the distraction was. So I won't be able to give you a demonstration because the games are timed. But I have a new addiction on the Kindle. And I have Andrea to thank for this. Because we were in staff office, and she introduced me to this game called Ruzzle. And so this is just the main screen. This is all the games that I have. Well, these are all the games that I have going. These are all the ones that I've done and completed. Oh, there's a hair. Ooh. And it is basically Scrabble. Or no, it's Scrabble/Boggle. So, Boggle is that game where you have the grid of, it's a 4x4 grid, and it's a little container, and it's got little, dice in there, but instead of numbers, they're letters. And so you put all of them in there, and you shake it up, and you wait till they're all settled, and you flip a timer, and whoever's playing writes as many words as they can find in, I think, 2 minutes. This game's 2 minutes, and I think Boggle is 2 minutes. Um, Lindsay and I used to play it all the time. Not all the time, but we went through a phase. I think it was 2 summers ago that we played it, and I just remember uh, it started out that all five of us, all five kids, were playing it, and then Justin, with help of some people, because 2 years ago he was not able to read, hence not being able to play the game. But and then just slowly, like one by one, each kid dropped out and like, no, I don't like this game. I'm bored. So and then Lindsay and I played for hours on end, and then I think after that we didn't play anymore because the shaking of the cubes gets kind of annoying. It makes a loud racket. But then it's got the Scrabble component of some of the tiles in the game have like triple word and double word and triple letter, and so when you make words, it takes those into account. And so I can't show you a game because I would have to let it search for a random opponent, and then it's timed, and so there's no like practice mode unless I want to pay for it. But you can play in, and let's see how many different languages. You can play in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 languages. Um, I did win in German. I won a game in German. I think I won 3 games in German. So you can play in English, Norwegian, which I think that'd be weird. Dutch, Danish, Swedish, German, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and Italian. Um, and the only reason I'm playing in German because and purposely get my butt kicked is one of the achievements is to win matches in 3 different languages. So I was like, maybe I could knock German off the list, and I did. I did knock German off the list. So my next best attempt is French, and so far that's not going too well. I almost had it. My last game, um, I was this close to beating the person. I lost 580 to 615. This close to beating them. But that's my new addiction. I think I played this all yesterday. Yeah, it's bad. But it's a waning addiction because I haven't played as much today as I did yesterday. So it's slowly on the decline. Had a quick peak and then it's declining. Um, yeah, hopefully it doesn't peak again. I feel like that like the Doctor Who episodes, or the 24-hour Doctor Who channel at the beginning of the semester could be a college career ending. Yeah, so better stop that habit. So this week has been sort of a finish up projects that I didn't remember that I had week, um, and small projects. So I went through my bin of yarn, just sort of like catalog and get an inventory, get an idea of what I have to use up this semester, so I can sort of be thinking of projects for the yarn as I'm going through my Ravelry account and my favorites and all that. So went through and I put all my needles back because sometimes I leave them out when I'm done with a project, and then yeah, they just lay there. But I realized I had several projects that were just sitting on the needles that I had not finished, and they were simple projects like scarves. So I took a couple days and I finished them up. So I have this scarf. And don't ask me what yarn this is. It's fun fur, but the yarn that I used to pair it with is sort of like a ribbony yarn, but not quite. I don't know. It's sort of like the pipe cleaner material if you took the little steel thing out, and it's different colors. It's like tan and orange and brown. So let's see how well you can see it. Yeah, no, not very well. Um, I have no idea what yarn it is. It was gifted to me, and it was just in a ball. So, as was the fun fur. So there's the scarf, and unfortunately, I did not have enough fun fur to make a true, like, real scarf. I mean, look at it. This is doubled over. It's quite short. So, I think this might be a present for a youngster that I know. I don't think Egan would like a big fluffy orange scarf. Justin might, but I think the likely candidate is probably going to be Rachel's. So yeah. And then I've had this hat. Oh, bugger! I put the book away that had the pattern in it. So I dragged out my crochet hook, and I had started this hat um, last Christmas break, I believe. Because this was the leftover yarn that I had from my Petals wrap cardigan that I made a long time ago. It was 2 summers ago. And so this was I know it was Shadow Lace from Knit Picks in the Fiesta colorway, and I have it inside out. And I should also mention that this has kind of sort of been a week of failed projects because the scarf is too short. This is too small. I mean, it's supposed to be one of those berets that sort of go on the back of your head, like one of the slouch berets. But yeah, it barely fits as a cap. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So yeah, I don't know. Either I find someone with a vastly smaller head than I do and gift it to them, or it's going in the trash. And it was scrap yarn, so honestly, I don't really feel too bad about trashing it. And it took me literally about 4 hours to finish up. That's it. So I really don't feel that bad about it. I mean, I could have been that attached to it if I forgot about it and stashed it in a bin for 2 years or a year. Can't be that important. One project that was not failed, and I should really hope that this didn't fail because it's just a simple garter stitch scarf. Although this one for a scarf was just garter stitch, but that wasn't technical. That was just I ran out of yarn. But so I went searching through Mom's bin 2 summers ago. No, it was the Christmas that we started before we started podcasting, so a year ago. And because you have seen this yarn before, this was in our very first episode. And so I found this lovely ribbon yarn, and in this colorway and sort of a tropical colorway. You have seen the tropical colorway. It's the same yarn that I did Andrea's scarf for my Secret Santa for the I think it was the episode before I left Buffalo. So quite a few episodes ago. And it's the colorway is jewel tones, or the yarn line is jewel tones made by Baby Bee. I'm blanking on the yarn name. And I've forgotten to give you hooks and sizes and hooks and stuff. So the fun for a scarf was made on a size 8. US size 8. The hat was made on, I have the hook right here. It was on a size E hook, and this hook does not have the metric conversion on it, so size E. That was this one. And this was done on a, I just put the needles away. They were rather large. I want to say a 10. They were rather large. So I think this is going to be my Valentine's Day scarf. So this one is long enough. This one did turn out to be long enough. So I think this might be my Valentine's Day scarf because it's very, very Valentine's-y. It's got browns and reds and purples. So yeah, give you a look. The blue is going to slightly distort the colors, the blue from my webcam, but yeah, no, the blue's kind of distorting it, but you get the idea. You got some browns and some purples and some reds and maroons and pinks. So all Valentine's Day colors. That was my Valentine's Day scarf. My last project, or no, I have one more project before that. Was this small little day project. And Lindsay is going to sigh at this. I do like the owl cable. Sort of Lindsay's sort of matter to sigh over was Mom's obsession, or what Lindsay called it, an obsession with owls. And I think they're cute. So look, would I do the sweater? I think that I can't remember, but it's been in the top Ravelry patterns for quite a bit. It's the sweater that has the Ravelry, or the owls across the neckline. No, I think that's a little overkill, and I really don't want a string of birds across my neck. But put them on a pair of socks, I think they're really cute. Put them on a baby blanket, even cuter. I love them. And so this is a mug warmer, a mug cozy. So it goes on like a mug like this, which still has my tea bag hanging out of it. So it goes on a mug like this, and so when you're holding it, if the mug's material is thin, you don't burn your hands. So it's not quite completed yet. I still have to put eyes on it, and I still have to put a beak on it. But there's my owl cable uh, cozy. I think they're so cute. This is my first time doing owl cables. I thought it would be more complicated than it was, but it's not. I did it in 3 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. So spent an afternoon, made that. There's definitely gonna be more in my future. It's nice to have like a nice little quick day project. Be like, yay, I'm done with something. Yay, I'm finished. I feel accomplished. But so I also started a pair of socks. I really, really, really wanted to start a pair of socks because when I opened up my stash and saw how much sock yarn I had, yeah. Oh, this was knit on a size 5 needles with a worsted weight. I think this is Bernay. It's scrap yarn, so it was bound into a ball, and I lost the wrapper eons ago. So I think it's Bernay, but don't quote me on it. So I really want to start a pair of socks. And I want to do more than just the plain, toe up, self stripe, a little bit after they heal and cast off. I want a little bit of pattern. So I went on Ravelry and I found this pattern. It's called Terra. And this I can add to my list of failed projects this week because this is the second attempt at the sock. Yesterday I got all the way up to I was about an inch away from starting to heal, and the pattern was changing, and I realized that I had done the whole foot wrong. So I ripped all the way back to the toe and started again. So this is attempt number 2. Yeah, so you can see that it's got a little bit of a ribbing on the top part of the foot, and it's gonna be hard to see because it's sort of a tonal yarn. But right here, there's a slight cable, and it's just a 1 by 1. You're just twisting the stitches basically. It's called a right in the pattern. There are right twists and left twists. So these go all the way up until about an inch before the heel starts, and then they sort of have like they form like lace diamond, not lace, but like a cable diamond pattern uh, on each side before the heel. And so, who was the pattern by? Hold on, I have it on my Kindle. I'm doing it on a size 2 needle, and my my foot's weird, so I'm modifying the pattern a little bit. See if I can remember exactly how I'm modifying it. Let's pull up Adobe first so I can tell you the author. Um, it's a free pattern on Ravelry, so go ahead and check it out. I like it a lot. Charts. Terra, designed by. Ooh, it does not say. Oh, maybe. I'm gonna slaughter this name. Janek Matt? If I think that's her name. It's just at the bottom by the copyright. I think that's her name. I probably should have looked this up before I started recording. I always do this. Always. But so my foot's weird. I have a larger than normal, larger than average female foot size. And so in terms of length and length, I'm doing the large, but I have narrow feet. I have really narrow feet. And so width, I'm doing the small size. So yeah, I have weird feet. Weird feet. Um, so yeah, that's I like him. Oh, the yarn. It's from Knit Picks. This yarn was given to me by the lovely Jackie Knits. It is kettle dyed. I forgot the colorway. Do I have the wrapper? I think I might have thrown the wrapper away. And it's no matter because I have 5 other skeins in different colors in my bin, so I can tell you next week because the wrapper is not in there. This is my sock bag. The lovely TARDIS bag by Jessalou. I'll skein of sock yarn quite nicely. Just like that. Okay, oh goodness, look at the time. Um, I should wrap this up because in 4 minutes I have a date with chocolate cake and Downton Abbey. So yeah, 4 minutes. Oop, 3 minutes now. Okay, so with that, I will leave you. I hope you all have a good week. I hope we see Mom on Wednesday because that means her computer woes are all sorted and we're back on track. Leave a comment, a star rating on iTunes. Those of you who have left comments, they're so sweet. I love reading them. Um, Makes me feel like we're actually doing a good job. We're actually doing something right. Yay! Leave a comment on the blog. Um, and I'm slowly catching up with watching podcasts. Um, the While I was settling into a routine, I didn't watch podcasts for the first few weeks, other than my co-hosts. And when I opened up iTunes, I thought, what the heck? I'll update it because it's been asking me to update it for a while. And then when I updated it and opened it again, I found that it had deleted all my podcasts, so I had to re-find them all. That was a chore and a half. But I think I'm all sorted. Now it's just a matter of catching up, which I'm hoping to do in the next week. Cross your fingers. Okay, so uh, blog, iTunes, join our Ravelry group. TARDIS Traveler 42 on Ravelry. KJo36 on Plurk. I do like my numbers. They're just random numbers. Well, 42 is not, because 42 is the answer to life, everything in the universe, according to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So that was not a random number. 36 is. I think that's everything. I feel like I talked really fast. So next week I'll slow down. Promise. All right. With that, I will leave you. Happy knitting, and I will see you again next Sunday/Monday. And definitely you'll see Lindsay on Friday, and we hope to see Mom on Wednesday. Bye!